As we're going to be talking about ring rows and ring dips. So these are two things that are going to help you out in a lot of your gymnastics movements. Pull-ups, the ring rows are going to help quite a bit. Also, they're going to help out with muscle-ups, okay, like ring muscle-ups. And then the dips are going to help out a lot with that upper body strength. Just another option past push-ups. If you think push-ups are too easy for you now, we can switch to the ring dips. Those are also going to help you on the ring muscle-ups as well, part of that movement. So first things first, going to the ring rows, okay? So I have these a little bit higher so we can do both. You can modify this however you like, make them as easy or as hard, okay? So to make them the most easy, we're going to have our feet on the ground and we're going to have this kind of an angle on our back, okay? So this isn't too bad, but this is probably the easiest option to take. The lower you get down, the harder it's going to be, okay? So before you do this movement, you want to make sure, again, your shoulders are activated and you're not just hanging here like this. Legs are squeezed, everything's tight, you're in a good spot, and then we're going to start our pulling, okay? If you add all of this stuff in there, yeah, it might make it easier for a little bit, but if you're just a little bit off, that's not going to help you build stability in your back and in the movement. So we want to make sure that shoulders are always back and you're in a good starting position there. Now, like I said, the further your feet are forward and the more horizontal you are, the harder they're going to be. You can take it up a notch by go ahead and throwing your feet up on like a bench, or lowering these rings down enough to where this is like the hardest position. So again, boom here. And when you do the ring row, you want to make sure that you're, again, getting full range of motion. So getting all the way up to where your hands are touching your chest, and really completing that rep there. These go away quick, but they also recover quickly and come back to you. So if you're doing them in a workout and they totally burn out, that's okay. Watch the clock. Make sure you know where you're at in your rest. Take your hands off. Taking hands off is always a good key when you're doing these, and really shake your arms out to get the feeling back there, and then go back to them. They should be okay. Should be good to go. Like I said, they return pretty quickly. Okay, so that's a good alternative for pull-ups in a workout. Good modification there. If you don't have that, strict pull-up strength, and you've been doing, band pull-ups for a while, you want something different. All right. So the next thing is going to be ring dips. So ring dips going to be a little bit more in depth here, just because it is a little bit more advanced movement than a ring row. So go ahead. The startup position, we want to be arms straight, hollow body, and then the rings, we want them facing forward or even out, okay? So in your lockout position with your arms, you want to be here and not here, okay? So you never really want to have those rings facing into each other. You want to be locked in and have your fist screwed into the ground here. That's going to assist with your elbow lockout, and this is just best practice for positioning on the movement, okay? So when you go down, we want to go down and have that ring touch your shoulder, chest, or bicep at the very bottom, okay? Now, there's really two different ways to get to the bottom. One is to keep your chest really tall, which requires a lot of shoulder flexibility, and then you get that down to your bicep. And then the other one is going to be using a bit more of your chest, coming down to here and getting that ring to the shoulder, okay? Both have their merits. It just kind of depends on you and where your strengths lie, where your weaknesses lie. I would always say try and do the type of movement that is going to be harder for you. That's going to be your best training. Okay, so for me, it's going to be harder to go down and use the chest. So I'm going to demonstrate that here. So we're going to start at the top. So we start to lower down. So I'm going to move the chest down, and then as you come up, you can bring your knees up and press. Okay, so that's the kip. You can do these strict and keep your legs straight the whole time. That's a little bit harder. If you're going for a kip for more efficiency, then you bring those knees up and press right at the top as those knees get there. That's something that takes a little bit of practice, but as long as you know you get to the bottom, knees up, don't necessarily kick down, that's not going to help you. It's really the raise of the leg that is that's going to get you to the top of that movement. And at the top, as always, make sure that you are screwing the fists into the ground and those arms are reaching a lockout position there. Now, something else we can do is add a band to the ring rows, or I'm sorry, the ring dips. If you put a band in between here, and you go ahead and put your knee over the top, that's also going to help that position. Okay. If you are using a band, I will want you to really be working on keeping your chest straight up and not just dipping the chest. Okay. That's going to help your shoulder strength a little bit more. There's other things we can do to strengthen up that chest if that's where your weakness lies. But yeah, that is the ring row and the ring dip. Like I said, both these are going to assist on the ring muscle up, as well as even pull-ups, as far as the ring row is concerned. So yeah, this is, again, something else that you can add into like a daily routine or warm-up is just getting a few reps in on each of these things and testing it out and seeing where you're at on the day. And yeah, trying to move forward, trying to get better. That's it for today.